Does everyone agree with this for A?
Yes.
Is it missing anything?
Maybe plus or minus.
Plus or minus 5. Okay. What about B?
X equals.
It's just positive 9.
And the next one equals X equals 16. Okay. Yeah, I was going to do that. 16.
If that was a minus 9, Allie and Naomi,
What?
if you had a minus 9 and plugged it back into the equation, the square root of a negative number, it doesn't exist. It would be an imaginary. So this one has to be positive. This one, we're squaring the x, so it can be positive or negative. We don't know for sure what the x is, so we can't just assume it's positive. Positive 5 squared is 25, and negative 5 squared is 25.
Thank you.
All right, do D, E, and F. Yep, that is what it would sound out to be. Do you want to come up here and write it?
Wait, is that a 3 in front of it, or is that like a cube?
It is a 3 in front of it, not a cubed root.
It's okay, so remember, right? It's 4. It's gonna be 4. It's gonna be 9.
Actually, Jacob, can you come write the process for D up here?
My head.
Oh, but you can show everyone. D.
Like on the iPad?
On the iPad, it's D, right?
Do you want me to write out everything or just the answer?
So on D, I subtracted 4 onto the other side. And then I square rooted the x plus 7.
subtracted a 7 up here instead of a 4.
What is wrong with me?
You have to square root. You have to square root.
Don't mind my handwriting.
No, I think 2 is right.
Okay, so the first one is done, so you can check your work and check your
You got it right. I
process.
found out what I did.
Go ahead and do D.
Well, I didn't do anything.
I did it the day I got it, surprisingly. I think I have like a C.
I'm so blind to that shit already. Dude, those graphs threw me.
I got like a 90 on the test. 46 divided by 2.
Like you were happy, right? You were happy with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were all just freaking out about it, and then it was like not even that bad.
No. I'm always right.
I got an 8.
Just ask anyone who's ever met me.
And I got the bonus on the test.
Oh, I was like, you know, the beef wasn't my class.
I don't know if I got the bonus right. I didn't know if you got it right.
He asked me after, and I told him the answer was 20.
I don't remember what I said for it. I think I did 42 or 46.
Oh, wait, yeah, you got 46 divided by 3.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, so, oh, this is actually kind of hard to explain.
49. 7 times 7 is 49.
Right, 49 minus 6.
49 minus 6. I pulled a U.
Where's the starters?
7. Okay, so 7 minus 7. So we're gonna go square
Yeah,
root
49 minus 3, right? Yeah, I did minus 7.
plus
Gotta be optimistic.
9 46 equal to 2x.
Oh, I'm not on.
Spicy dishes, I gotta do 100%.
Is equal to 22. That's kind of confusing, but
No,
If you
that's
fail,
good.
okay.
Do you divide the 3 or do you minus?
Okay.
wait, how do you So you're trying to find
Ease off the board, check your work.
Yeah, what was the
No,
last
don't give them the
lesson?
hints.
Okay, pause.
Who's the that? Okay.
Not today.
Was that you?
What?
That said that word?
What word? I've said lots of words.
Something about Sherlock? Ticket.
So where are you going? Yeah, you have to do this, but so I have to be one of their team
Okay.
right in.
On E, what he did right here was just show that 7 squared was 49.
When you were 6,
To put the 49 here.
you told me that every other this.
And then he, so he squared it, got the 49.
How like inside. Alright.
It was so beautiful.
Like all of them.
And then look at F. This 3 is being multiplied on the outside. So to get it to the other, you divide it. And then you can square and then subtract the 1. Any questions on any of those for now? Okay, go ahead and do G, H, and I.
G-H-I. Get E.
I don't mind that.
This last one is actually.
You can square it.
Well, what's negative 2 times negative 2? Okay, that's square rooting it 2. Negative 2. Pretty much.
I think low-key don't.
The first step is dividing.
Is that right?
Why not?
How did you get it? Oh yeah, I forgot you have to set it. Look, get the extra numbers like I just want to write some high school
Where there's square to get rid of the
2 minus 6 is equal to square.
No way, I thought it would be done.
You can divide 3 by 6. I'm confused by the X we just do.
If that's their answer, I just think it's funny. Oh, yeah, 1 side.
I'm confused on I.
-1, so 1. And you have to.
And then,
So you
Sure. That's what I did.
Yeah, dude, we are so good at this. White work.
You even subtract that.
Not as half. I feel like it was a
If you move the 2 over,
No, I tried to do it.
Are you a gamer?
The amount of times I've deleted it.
did you get
dude,
Among
us
they
in factor.
Right?
Not really.
I just don't
Unless
think
you're like, you have to like verify your account.
Last one, I'm pretty sure it's just the answer. I'm pretty sure it's just you don't. I already.
You have to see what would be true, like what could you put in for X, Y, Z.
Oh, as far as I know, not much. There's 2. Yeah. Oh, I know what those are. They bring me joy. But I don't know about this one. I didn't even know.
Who got stuck on I?
Yeah. Yep. I forgot what would be true.
Hey, how do you solve a quadratic?
back.
Oh, you said it equal to 0 and then you factor.
Hey!
Oh, everything has to be on the same side. Can I write that? So can't you subtract it to it?
Just to move it to the other side.
I'm not just going to 2 and the x over the other side. Right? Yeah, because then. I go for it. And you solve the. X squared plus x. Oh.
I'm just gonna go square, square.
Figure it out.
And then the entire equation is opposite.
So you get all of the variables and constants on one side and set it equal to 0, right? And then factor. What are the roots of those factors? Where?
Make what? Oh, yeah?
When you got to this step, I've got a hair. What adds to 1 and multiplies to -2? It's +2, -1.
X equals 2 and -1.
This got us into our factors, which our factors were x plus 2 and x minus 1. And then you have to flip the sign to find the roots. Yeah? So from here, he just moved everything to one side. So he added the x and subtracted the 2. So he added the x and subtracted the 2, and then he just moved it. X squared plus x minus 2 equals 0. Equals 0 equals 0. This one had a square. X squared. These were just one. So, okay, back up here. When you get to the point where you have an x squared and another variable x squared plus x, there's ones, right? This is where you know you're going to have to factor it to solve for the solutions, okay? If there's an x squared plus an x plus a constant, then you're going to have to factor for your solutions. Now I have a question. Can someone
He's got volunteers.
plug 9 back into that equation? So someone, aka Caden, come back here.
Plug 9 into what one?
Plug 9, the x equals 9, back into its equation and see if it works.
It's an extraneous solution. She's getting it, yeah.
On G.
Oh wait, 9 minus. Square root is 5.
9 minus 5.
Okay, square root of 9 minus 5 equals negative 2.
Oh, it's 4. So that's there.
Yeah.
Don't
Big
want
trip.
extraneous solution rules, bro.
And then what happens?
Square root of 9 minus 5 equal to 2? No, because 9 minus 5 is 4.
The square root of 4, does that equal negative 2?
No. It equals just 2.
It equals 2.
Like what you're saying makes
2
sense.
is equal to negative 2. Not true. So 9 is not. Or 9 is. Or no, 9 is.
That doesn't work. Why?
It's extraneous.
Okay, so what is an extraneous solution with a radical equation then? Someone raise your hand other than Caden. What's an extraneous solution with a radical equation? Yeah.
Is it always going to be either the plus or minus the square root?
Okay, so is your question, what, rephrase that?
There's an
Sorry.
Like,
extraneous too.
as with square roots, maybe they're going to like, there's going to be a plus or minus with whatever you get. So it's either going to be one or the other.
Okay, so your thought is because this is plus or minus 2, technically it does equal? Is that what you're saying? I agree with what you're saying. It has something to do with when you are squaring, you can square a negative because the square root of x, right? Okay, so I think what she's getting at is right up here. We had x squared equals 25, and we square rooted both sides to get us that x equals positive negative 5. But here's the difference, okay? Right here, when we square rooted, we got a positive 3, right? X, we square root that 9, and we get a positive 3. Oh, I can't point. You're right. I like it better with this.
Yeah.
When we put that 9 back in, right, the square root of 9 is a positive 3. This is an x being squared. This is an x being square rooted. We cannot assume that the x is always going to be a positive, right, when we're squaring it. We don't know what x is, so we have to assume that it could either be a positive or a negative. However, we knew that 9 is a positive number, right? And the square root of 9 is going to be a positive because when you're square rooting a number, not a variable, a number, you can always assume that it's positive. It's an implied positive square root. Okay? So here, what do we notice about G? What is the answer of G? A negative 2. Is that possible? If we square rooted a number, can we get a negative number?
Oh.
No. So that is why this is an extraneous solution. X equals 9. 9 is an extraneous solution. Because when you plug it back in, it doesn't work. 2 does not equal negative 2.
Oh.
So just like with our rational equations, when we got our excluded values, those we had to check our solutions with our excluded values to decide if they were extraneous solutions, right? If our excluded value was 4 and our solution was 4, then that was an extraneous solution, okay? This time, we're taking our solutions and we're plugging them back into our equation to see if they work. So for h and I want you to take 1/3 for h, plug it back in for x, and solve. Does it work?